a live stream here. Did I share it to the Discord? No, I don't think I did, but I'll share it right now. We got one person in here. We're going to be talking about a few things, and we're going to have a guest coming in at 5 p.m. Mr. Chris, I mean, not Mr. Chris, that would be lawyer Chris. Christina, aka Nacho Cheese. Nacho Cheese. But, and also after that, we might have the best guest we've had in a long time. We're going to have the eye doctor I was telling you about when you were down here, the guy that I showed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have him come on stream.
Can I talk to him?
Sure, you can call in.
Okay. I think I'd like to talk to him.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get him to come on Discord. He wants to make his own YouTube channel apparently, and he wants to talk to me about that.
Oh, okay.
But I want to try to get him on my show.
Well, helping out the right people will help you out too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think. Can I say his name? You know who I want to bring up. Can I say his name?
No.
Okay, well, I don't think one gentleman who would be a little on the dark complected side would be somebody that's going to help you. When they have a Discord.
Yeah, you're talking about Django. Yeah, sure, you can say his name.
Okay, yeah, I don't think Django is going to help you back. I think he's going to be so self-entitled that he doesn't owe you anything to begin with. You could help him out for 1,000 years, and has he ever thanked you?
Huh?
Has he ever thanked you? What's that?
No, he hasn't.
Okay. So that's a problem to me. See, even though I didn't like the guy last night, okay? You know who I'm talking about. The one who doesn't exist or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
I think he did thank you for the opportunity, did he not?
He did, yeah.
Okay. Now, even though I don't like that motherfucker, okay, I can't stand that motherfucker. He thanked you. He does show gratitude. That is a plus mark in my book. Because whether you realize it or not, you've got a lot of work that you've put into this to get where you are, with or without even my help. You have got a lot of your own work that you have put in to get where you are. So if Django hasn't thanked you, what makes you think that, let's say he was to get 1 million subscribers tomorrow, what makes you think he's going to return the favor? Because I don't.
Oh, he ain't going to return the favor. He ain't going to return nothing. He's going
So
to
don't
talk
help
badly
him
about
out.
the white man. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so don't help him out. This is one instance where it is okay to kick the black man down.
Well, it has nothing to do with race.
No, it has nothing to do with race. It has to do with gratitude. But I did throw that in there just as a little bit of trolling. Like, I'm all about helping a black person, but they need to at least show gratitude, because have the roles reversed, I would show gratitude, and I believe you would too. I know you well enough now. We've broken bread together. We've shared a roof. I know you well enough to say that you would show gratitude.
Gratitude.
But Django is self-entitled.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
So, yeah, I would just be weary of who I helped and didn't help.
No, he's asking me how to get his channel monetized. If he wants to know, the fastest way I think anyone can get their channel monetized is if me and that person goes on a streamathon. Like, we just keep streaming on both channels, you know? Even if that's the best way. If we had a dual stream system going on where we can stream a lot of hours every day or so often, so we can get the views up, and that way you can get monetized. I mean, that's the easiest way. If you're just talking about posting videos, I mean, literally the hardest part about YouTube is getting your channel monetized. After that, it gets way easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know if it's gonna rain tomorrow or not. I think it is. But let's get to 50 likes, guys. Let's get to 50 likes. If you see this W Trump, that's what I'm talking about, man. No, I don't think that's right. I like that. Even that gentleman, even though you don't like him, I think we're gonna do some OBS setups together. We can adjust it and we can stream together, dual stream together. I'm down to dual stream with other people, even if they're Democrat, whatever they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I don't like the guy. I really do not like the guy. But the fact that he was grateful, it's a check mark in the positive box. I kind of like Django, but the guy I don't like has more positive check marks in his box. Let's see here. At Graham and Dudley, to be honest, all the governor runner-ups in 2026 are not going to do much for California. Only Spencer runner-up looks promising. You know, that is something, Berniel. I would actually I wouldn't mind seeing you come on stream with Graham and explain why, because we don't have much interaction or exposure to the local politics of California.
Yeah, we don't know much about what's going on. OBS
Yeah.
is streaming software.
Thoughts on Middle Eastern intervention so far? That would be my only critique of Trump. Okay. As far as this Middle East thing goes, is he said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. And he's bombed them. But I don't believe he's bombed the shit out of them. He could have bombed more. He shouldn't have gave him a breather to make a decision. Okay. They should have been made to make a decision under duress. That's my only critique. I'm not saying he's doing a bad job. I mean, I still stand behind the man 110%. And I don't understand 110. I don't understand 100% why he does everything he does. That's where trust comes in. And I trust him 1,000 more fold, infinitely more fold than, say, Kamala. Zionist bums, you Zionist. What makes you think I'm a Zionist? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not saying I am. What makes you think I'm a Zionist?
You didn't even ask. How rude. You didn't even ask him for a Zionist.
Yeah, he just assumed. Thank goodness he didn't assume whether or not I was black, because he'd probably be wrong there too.
Oh, what's up, Wissam? What's up? It's our Palestinian friend.
Our Palestinian friend, who's that?
His name's Wissam. He's not pro-Islam. He's anti-radical Islam. He used to be
Fair
Muslim
enough.
himself.
The hat.
He
Someone
used to be
said the
Muslim
hat.
himself, but
I wear this out of respect, okay? I firmly believe that Israel is our greatest ally. I would take Israel over all of Europe. I think Europe's a bunch of mooches.
yeah, if you're a Democrat, it's okay if you're on the stream, of course. I love it. Double tap that like button, like, subscribe, comment, drop super chats, hype up the video, drop emojis. Are we Middle Eastern? No. Two pro-Russians talking. We're not pro-Russian at all. We're pro-America. But do we think Russia's winning the war? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we agree on that.
Yeah, we agree on that. We agree on that. I mean, to say that Ukraine, you hit the nail on the head in that one live stream with that one bozo thinking that Ukraine was winning the war. How? That would be like saying your football team is winning even though they just lost 40 yards and the other team's fixing to make a touchdown. I mean, am I not right?
You are right. That's too funny. Yeah, that's what's happening.
So, you know, has Ukraine put up the good fight? Sure. But they're not winning. They've had some good blows. They've had some good blows. They took out a lot of Russia's bombers. Some of their best bombers, you know, knocked them back, I heard, 30 years. But there's more to war than that. I'm here to tell you right now, if they wasn't protected underneath the U.S.'s nuclear umbrella, they would have done leveled the place. Yeah, see, Joshua Albert, he says Russia couldn't fight its way out of a wet paper bag. What are you talking about? I mean, Ukraine lost their own property. They gained some of it back, only to lose it again. So, how is that winning? Please, Josh, explain to me how that is winning. Make me a believer, brother.
Do you know Russia's only using about 30% of their active troops?
Yeah, they haven't thrown in near what they could have thrown in. Imagine if they threw in 50% or even just another 10%. Imagine, imagine if they used equipment that they haven't used. They haven't used their bombers the way they could use their bombers. They haven't used rockets the way Iran has used rockets. Imagine if they used rockets on the level that Iran used rockets. I believe Ukraine would be obliterated.
Oh yeah, 100%. Happy
So yeah,
Memorial Day, y'all. Happy Memorial
explain
Day.
to me. Somebody out there, please make me. I'm asking. I'm open minded. Make me a believer. Make me believe that Ukraine's winning the war. I mean, is it some kind of a tactic that Ukraine is using to give up all of their land? I've never seen that. That's like cutting your pecker off before going to the titty bar.
Someone said Vladimir Zelensky gets 75% of his paycheck and he put a Ukrainian flag.
I don't understand that. I'm trying to. Vladimir Zelensky gets 75% of my. Oh man, good for you. Okay, we all need things that we believe in, and I mean, okay, so the man's getting $100 a week from your paycheck. I mean, keep flipping them burgers, burger boy.
Keep flipping the burgers.
Exactly. I agree with you, Jalapeno. I agree with you. Who gives a fuck about you? I don't. Okay. This is one where I say we stay out of it. You know, I'm tired of Europe mooching off of Americans. I'm fed up with it. I've been over it. And so this is one they got to duke out for themselves. And the rest of Europe needs to stand by and take note.
Israel controlled Trump needs to be impeached. How is Trump controlled by Israel? Please explain.
Yeah, because I've seen several times Trump dial back or put in place Bibi.
Back on Lebanon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So Israel isn't doing what Israel wants to do, or they'd be going all in on Lebanon.
Why do we get so much money from Israel? Why do we get rich off Israel? How is that fair? Y'all say that Israel is a welfare country. It seems like we're the welfare country when
Yes.
it comes.
Now here, I'm going to address something. I'm going to address something. Orange guy claimed that he would end the war in Ukraine in 3 days. Yeah, you're right. He did say that. He did. Is anybody right 100% of the time? Is it a lack of trying? Because I say no. I believe he put full effort in. And the only reason that Ukraine is still getting U.S. aid at this point was it was a concession made to pass the big, beautiful bill, America First. He passed.
Someone said,
Go ahead.
"Where's all the MAGA supporters at, Graham? They're all here. Everyone spam MAGA in chat.
Man,
Spam MAGA, MAGA,
I just,
MAGA."
I just got through riding 1,000 miles from East Tennessee down to Florida. Do you know how many Democrats that I actually encountered?
Nothing but Democrats.
None. I encountered no Democrats. So I said, where are the Democrats at? Georgia should be full of them. I stayed the night over on the way back in Georgia. I saw no Democrats. Everybody was pro Trump. Tennessee Slim, if you got any proof of whoever you think is the Antichrist, I mean, join our Discord and show it. I say show it because, Trump doesn't support abortion. that Democrats do, I believe the Antichrist would support abortion. That's just one example.
Hey, Big D said there's no more Democrat Party. It's all socialist.
Ooh, good point. I agree with that. I think he's right. I believe he's right. I believe the old school Democrats are gone. I think that all we have left as far as old school Democrats goes is like Fetterman and my poor aunt and uncle that's sort of brainwashed, but they're old school Democrats. You was telling Democrats support abortion and trans rights, they'd go, "Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about."
Okay, what would you rather? What would you do in a scenario? All the middle class loses their job and AI is starting to take over. Do you want universal welfare, or what do you want us to do?
I would like to see regulation put in for AI. It's already been put in for truck driving so that they can't take truck drivers' jobs. There's a lot of things that's in place. Now, here's what I do see AI doing in the truck driving industry. Okay, they're going to use it, but there's going to have to be a driver present, so they're not going to take the job for one. Two, there'll be a truck driver there to oversee what the AI is doing. So, what's this super chat right here? How much Israeli money do y'all take? Let me tell you what. I don't turn money down. Okay. Ben 9291. If you've got money for me, give it up. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to not take it. I'll tell you that right now. So to
I
answer your
received
question,
$0 from Israel, just like AIPAC receives $0 from Israel.
yes, I've received zero money from APAC and from Israel as well. Actually, we can't say that. We have gotten some shekels. I'd say we've
Some
gotten less than
shekels.
$100 of shekels. But if Israel offered me money, I would take it.
That's
I'll
from
be honest
Israeli
with you.
citizens. That's not the Israeli government.
If Satan himself popped up beside me right now and offered me money, I would probably take it. If Jesus popped up next to me and offered me money, I'd probably take it.
It's
I
horrible.
would try. I would try. It is horrible in a way, but you think about it
That's
like
all
this:
they sell out.
use the money to do good. So
Nah, they
wouldn't
can
it
do
be,
evil for that money. That's called being a sellout.
wouldn't it be a plus? Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to take money by sacrificing my morals and my beliefs. I'm saying that if somebody's going to give me money for being who I am, give it to me. If the devil, let's be honest, the devil's not going to do that because I would use that money to do good. I mean, a lot of good. I mean, I would go, I would be at the bars making sure that waitresses was able to go to college. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you see what
We
I'm
love
saying, though.
you.
You can
We
do
love
good
Jews.
with.
Ask the chat why they don't like the Jews. We love Israel. We're pro APAC. We're pro Israel. Why don't you guys like it?
Would I send money to Israel? If they needed it, I would. I don't think they need it. I need money. Send me money.
Yeah, one of y'all send us $100 super chat.
Yeah.
Someone
Israel
said
don't
Israel.
love you. You know what? I think there's some Israelis that love us. There's nobody out there as far as a society that everyone loves us. If there is, let me know.
I don't hate anybody.
Oh, there's a lot of people I hate. I hate tax collectors. I wouldn't say I hate them. I strongly dislike them. Everybody needs a job, but damn it, I wish I'd find another job than being a tax collector.
Can y'all give me the 50 likes? Make sure to subscribe.
Time for me to make me another drink.
No, I don't think so.
Yes. Oh yes, these are good. These are good.
Our taxes do not go to Israel. Israel gave us $200 billion in the last 2 years.
Taking me to that bar on Billionaire Island was a somewhat mistake because I discovered the most delicious drink known to man, Captain's Punch. It is awesome. I gotta grab me some ice. I'll be right back.
How are we walking contradictions? Listen, if y'all got any facts, then drop some super chats, but y'all got no facts. Hey, Israel has given America $200 billion to purchase weapons in the last 2 years. $200 billion. We getting rich. We getting rich. But get the likes up. Get the likes up, fellas. If you're having a fantastic Memorial Day, double tap. Make sure we get a like. The matching shades, yeah. This is all thanks to Dustley. Thank you, Dustley.
You're welcome, brother. I can't have my boy living in Florida without some really damn good bitchin' eye care wear.
The chat loves us. Chat, y'all love us, right? Yeah, they're Kosa's uncle. Hey, look, Kay Han or whatever her name is. These are not from Dollar General. These are more than your McDonald's paycheck, asshole.
Yep, these glasses do cost about the amount of your average McDonald's weekly paycheck for sure.
J Money said gay. Get the fuck out of here, J Money. Stop rage baiting.
Hey, J Money. You better watch with the gay talk, or I'll show up in California and make you ride on the back of my Harley.
This guy says you love Israel so much, but you spend a lot of free time cruising through Europe. Yeah, I would love to spend free time cruising through Israel, but as you can fucking see, there's a war. Thanks to you radical Islamists, you Islamic regime. Islamic regime.
Cheers.
What the fuck are Maui gyms?
Oh, they are some nice glasses. Maui gyms are some very nice glasses, but they're very overrated.
Someone said they're superior to Costa. I don't even know what Maui gyms are.
No, they are. They are some very nice glasses. Okay, but I've owned Maui gyms, Oakleys, and Ray-Bans, and now Costa or Costa, however you say it. And so far, I'm digging these Costas because honestly, as far as a polarized lens and scratch resistance, let me tell you what: take your Maui gyms, take your car keys, and attack the lenses. Attack the lenses. I'm not doing it on these glasses, but you know what? If y'all want to see the video, I'll do a video. I will go to the Sunglass Hut and I will ask the salesman to attack the glasses with his car keys, and he will scratch these motherfuckers up. And then he'll take a little spray cleaner and a nice little micro rag, and he will polish them scratches out. That's when I was sold, because I'm sorry, you can't do that with Ray-Bans.
Oh, that's crazy.
You can't do that with Maui gyms either. I believe the rich motherfucker that bought Maui gyms.
If you guys want to talk about the next raid, I don't know what you mean by that, but we should go over to Parker Get a Job's channel, and we should try to debate with him. You guys should go ask Parker Get a Job if he will debate with us.
People have, and the
Trump
scratch
does not love K-pop
for the glass lens. I don't know what you're talking about, John Taylor.
Trump would never listen to that K-pop garbage. He only listens to gay music like the YMCA song. If it's not a gay song, Trump won't listen to it. So K-pop is pretty gay, so he might listen to it actually. But it's not gay enough.
You know what? Someone just said Israel hasn't given us any money. You know what? Actually, I live here in Tennessee. We've got business contracts with Israel, but that's beside the point, okay? When we decided to go all in on Iran, NATO and the UN, aka Europe, pussed out, chumped up, whatever you want to say. Israel was there with us. It was only at the end when we did all the heavy lifting that I guess it was either Germany or all of Europe decided to say, hey, we'll come down there and help out if you all still need it. And Trump was like, no, we got this. And you know what? Rightfully so. Why do we want to let them come in at the tail end when all the heavy lifting's done? No, I think examples need to be set. We don't need Europe. We didn't need Europe, and we'll never need Europe. Europe needs us.
You sure?
Positive. For instance, what's the state of Europe's military?
Small and tiny and weak.
Small and tiny. We in the porn industry would identify that as micropene. Yes, Europe's military is micropene. You know, but America and Israel, we went in, we turned 180 degrees and knocked everything off the tables with our wieners. You know,
I hate to say it, even Poland is weak compared to us. They could not win against Russia if Russia invaded them.
Yeah, now they might Poland might put in their GDP's amount, but they're a small country. What is their GDP? You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah. Europe does need us. We've funded at least half of the Ukrainians' money, if not more.
It's done. I'm done with Europe. Europe ain't nothing but a bunch of mooches. It's time that, Europe are older countries than the US. That's like full-grown parents asking their children for bailouts. That's pathetic.
Straight up. This guy says, fuck Ukraine, love from you, the UK.
Yeah, now let me tell you, UK guy, okay? I don't want you to think I hate the UK. I don't, okay? But y'all got to put your foot down. Y'all got to take your country back. You can't let the, how can I put this? The Islamist invaders continually come in and make your land theirs. That's got to stop. If you watch history, if you read history, Islamists has a long-standing history of invasion. So, and I'm about helping UK with that problem. I'm about helping them with that problem.
I started a poll.
Let's face it, okay? The sooner you people out there that think we have a Jew problem realizes that it's not a Jew problem we have a Islamist problem.
Radical Islam problem.
Radical Islamist problem.
Yes, it really follows the Quran.
Thank you for the correction. Radical Islamist problem. The sooner we can fix said problem.
Well, I put a poll in the chat. I said, is Russia winning the war? And we're barely pulling ahead at 52%.
England is probably more white than America. Y'all didn't have the slave issues we had. Let me tell you what, if we had a time machine and I got the chance to go back in time, it probably wouldn't go very far. And it probably wouldn't mean a whole lot. But I would tell everyone back then, hey, whoa, look, you do not realize the problems and repercussions that you are causing us by your cheap labor. Now,
that's what Thomas Jefferson said. He wanted to return the slaves back where they came from after we abolished slavery. He wanted to return them.
Man, I wish he'd have been successful.
Yeah, he was all for freeing the slaves if we returned them back to Africa where they were originally from. Yes, he did. Thomas Jefferson did say that. Go look it up for yourself. Go look up what Thomas Jefferson said. I promise you, the way he said it was a lot worse than that. Go ahead and look it up. I love reading Thomas Jefferson's quotes.
The
He
founders
said
were
worse than
smart,
that.
and they
He
were
said worse than that. He said if we don't return them all, that there's going to be problems for future generations.
I need you to look a word up for me, okay? Because I'm not going to pretend to understand a word I don't know. The
What's the
founders were
word?
smart, and they were deists, Deists, not religious nutcases.
No, they were not deists.
They
They're
may not have
Christians.
been religious Christian nutcases, but they all believed Christian. 95% of them were Christians. They just didn't want to. They just didn't want to worship the Lord the way the Pope deemed fit. And I think the U.S. would be way better off if the Pope kept his popery nose out of American affairs. It ain't none of his fucking business. Because what happens is you got the Pope swaying his opinion, and then everybody who's Catholic that follows the Pope in America votes the way the Pope tells him to. Yeah, the Pope needs
They
to
were
stay out of our
hardcore
business.
Christians. They were more hardcore Christians than the Christians that we have nowadays as presidency. I think Trump is a Christian man, but a theist is a person who believes in the existence of at least one God or supreme being, serving as a foundation for most traditional religions. So it's basically someone who's like religious, but they're not a hardcore belief in it. But no, they were
That's
not
right,
theists.
JB. That's
There
right,
was only
JB
two
Hammer.
of the founding fathers that were theists. The other
So what is
ones
a
were
deist?
pretty hardcore Christians. I just
What
told you,
is
it's
it?
someone that it's a person who believes in the existence of at least one God or supreme being. It's like if you're not hardcore Christian, you know?
I got you. So you don't believe in Christianity, but you believe in a supreme being.
No, you can still believe in Christianity, but you're just not a hardcore Christian.
I got you.
None of them were atheists.
Someone else says they were atheists. No,
I
no,
just
they
said none
wasn't.
of them were atheists.
Yeah, no, that is not the case. That is not true at all. There might have been an atheist amongst the bunch, but let me tell you what, he was the odd man out.
Do people join Christianity for wrong reasons to hide a dark past, Graham? That's not to hide a dark past. That's just to better your future, better your current
John
situation.
Taylor. This feller, John Taylor, says these two worship Trump, not Christ. No, that's where you get it wrong, okay? Because we'll be the first to tell you that Jesus is our Lord. Trump is our president. That's all Trump is our president.
How
No,
the
there's
hell do they say Russia is losing the war? Are y'all deranged?
Yeah. I
Are
just
y'all
made this
deranged in
analogy
the
earlier.
chat?
They may just be coming in. They just may be coming in, okay? But people that say that Ukraine is winning against Russia are the same people that would say during a football game, a losing football game. I don't know who's the worst football game. I don't know who's the worst football team in, say, college, okay? I'll say Kentucky because they lose a lot, okay? I love Kentucky. That's where I'm from, but they lose a lot. That would be like saying that, okay, even though Kentucky is on the 10-yard line and the other team is fixing to either make a touchdown or a goalpost shot, but they're winning. They're winning. Okay. They've lost 90% of the field. They're not getting it back, but they're winning. Now, that is how stupid you people sound.
Yeah, if you're voting that Russia is not winning the war, then I don't know what's going on with
And
you.
Alan,
What do you call it
says,
when you lose 20-something% of your land? What do you call that? I would call that losing.
losing. It's losing. And Alan says the prophet Jesus is not God. Obviously, Alan is Muslim. And here's all I got to say to you, Alan. Aisha. If you know, you know.
Aisha?
Yeah, Aisha.
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 Aisha!
Aisha!
Let's get to 50 likes, guys. We're right around the corner. ZZ Top Trump nut jobs. Jesus.
Hey, you think that bothers me? I've been called way worse from way better. You're going to have to try harder, pal.
Can we get to 50 likes, though? 50?
Hey, Derek, I just farted too. Maybe we're quantum
Oh my God.
entangled. You know, maybe we farted. Maybe you're MAGA and you don't realize it. You're quantum entangled with MAGA because we farted at the same time.
Oh my God, stop. Let's get to 50 likes. Jesus, chill. We're losing now. What the fuck? How are we losing? How is Russia
We
losing?
ain't stopped winning. We ain't stopped
Huh?
winning, man. That's the one. That's the one thing that Trump promised that. I don't know. He said we'd win so much that we'd get tired of winning. But I'm sorry, I don't think I'll ever get tired of winning unless there's something I don't know about in the next 2 years. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, what's your point? You think I'm Satan because I have the kippah on? No. Even though I'm not Jewish, if I showed up at somebody's bar mitzvah or some other religious ordeal, I would have to, out of respect, wear a kippah. I have no problem with that. That's why I do this show with the kippah on, is to show my respect for Israel. And they have our backs just like we have their backs.
Russia already lost 60% of their military. Bullshit. You're lying now.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
They never even activated 50%. The most they ever activated was 30% of the military.
Yeah, and they all didn't die.
That's
How
gonna
much
be like
for Dudley to put
that's
on
gonna be
the
like a
America
$30
undies?
super chat. That's gonna be like a $30
$100
super.
super chat, and I'll do a Captain Underpants. I will go in there and I will put them on.
He
I'll
said
do a Captain
$100.
Underpants.
He said $100. A $50.
Okay, $50. $50, and I'll put on the Captain Underpants. I'll give you. I'll twerk with the Captain Underpants that you so badly want to see.
He ain't gonna do it anyway. Thank God.
I gave him a 50% discount. If any of these other morons want to do it, it's going to be $100 firm. But only J Money gets to do it for $50. Okay, 75. All you other motherfuckers out there, 75. But J Money, $50.
Why is he saying hell yeah? He ain't gonna do it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna test J Money. $25. That is a 75% discount from my original asking price to see me twerk with my undies that I know he wants to see on. But I'm only giving him that price because I'm a few cocktails in, and I'll probably, if he hangs out long enough, I'll probably do it for free. Who knows?
And this discount is only for the next 3 minutes. Oh, he says he's
Yes.
good. He's good.
Oh no, J Money, you are not good. You are not good. You need to send $25. I go put on the undies, and I give you the dance you want to see.
Oh, I will pay you not to do it.
Hey, if you'll pay me not to do it, I'm good with that too. Send the money on. Otherwise, you risk it because I might do it. I'll risk it for the biscuit. Muslims are all no shit, Tracy. You ain't kidding. I wouldn't say all Muslims are 60 to 70% inbred, but the Muslims that are over in the Gaza Strip and Palestine, they are definitely 60 to 70% inbred. And when people show those videos of the starving little children, they're not starving little children. They are children born with congenital defects. And the easy way to debunk this is to see that they're fat ass mothers next to them, because I'm sorry, no mother is going to let their child do without food. And they're fat and they're skinny. It's not that they're skinny because they don't have food. They are skinny because they have congenital birth defects because they married their brother or their brother's cousin.
What about in Somaliland?
Same with Somalians. Damn straight, Tracy. Keep preaching the truth, sister.
What about
I trust Muslims more than Jews. You know what? If you trust Muslims more than Jews, then you need to head over to Iran or Palestine and hang out. I think that your trust will erode quickly.
Hey, we got another guy in chat that has the same sunglasses, so all three of us are twins.
Who is it? Who's got as much class as us?
Some other guy in chat. Are they Costas? Iran is not whooping anybody in any war anytime soon.
Yeah, Iran's done.
See,
Iran's
y'all don't even know about the Bible because it was the Pharisees, not the Jews. It was the Jewish Pharisees, which is a subsect of Jews that ordered the Romans to do what they did.
But you know what? I have my own personal belief in this. Okay, it may be different from everyone else's, but unless, and I'm not saying that those Pharisees are heroes by no means. Okay, but without those Pharisees, Jesus would not have paid the ultimate price. Would not have paid the ultimate price for our salvation. Had that not have happened, we would still be out here sacrificing goats and lambs and our most plentiful crops. But the sacrifice of Jesus delivered us from that, delivered us to where we can ask for forgiveness, not have to sacrifice on the altar. Islam also believes Jesus will return. The chosen think he is in hell and was nothing more than a man leading a failed rebellion. We are the goy. Yeah. I think Mike Dunn, you are an idiot. If you think Jesus is boiling in hell, probably the common story excrement. You've listened to too much BS because that comes from the Talmud, and the Talmud is nothing more than a religious argument amongst rabbi. And back then, Jesus was a more common name than now, and it probably wasn't the same Jesus that's boiling in excrement. It's probably someone else. But yeah,
And not to mention less than 9% globally of all Jewish people even believe in the Talmud.
Yeah. But hey, I've also been told by people who've read the Talmud that if you was to start out reading the Talmud right now, it's going to take you 5 to 7 years. And I don't think the person's even talking about this is even old enough to have been reading and writing for 7 years. So you need to get started reading and reading it right now so that in 7 years you can tell us all about the Talmud.
And there's no massive Jewish influence on American politics. AIPAC receives $0 from Israel. AIPAC is not even in the top 10 biggest PACs. Saudi Arabia has far more influence on American politics than Israel does, or even Jews do. What else can we say? We can go on and on and on and on. Catholics have more powers. Jews don't believe in hell.
Yeah, and I don't agree with all of Jews' beliefs. You know, I don't. I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus is our Lord and Savior, and they don't also. But yeah, I just believe that they're our best ally, and I also believe that
Jews
good
don't
Lord
even
wants us
believe in
to
hell,
have
so
them
I don't even
back,
know how this.
regardless of their beliefs. He is their chosen.
Jews don't even believe in hell, so I don't
Yeah,
even know. But
I
that
just
is in
covered that, John Taylor.
but that is in the Talmud. But they don't even call it hell in the Talmud.
What do they call it?
I don't know. The afterlife. I don't know. Look it up.
Okay, but it's not hell.
No, they don't believe in hell.
93% of the House of Representatives are funded in some way by AIPAC. Okay, first of all, I find that hard to believe, being Democrats do not align with support for Israel. Two, AIPAC is an American supported PAC. So, yeah, I think you're full of shit, feller. Gehinnom is a spiritual purification process. Okay. I'm going to have to look that one up. That one is actually above my head. your head on upside down right now. The hair should be on the top. Well, it is what it is. Let me tell you right now, this ain't a bald spot. This right here, it's a solar panel for a sex machine, motherfucker. You can only hurt children's school, miserable fascists. Define fascist, because you can apply that definition to the
no,
Democrat.
another civilian died. Oh no, we should cry in a
The
war. Oh
purpose,
no, what are we gonna do? Just bend over and let people blow us up for
the
47
purpose
years and
of
do nothing about it? Yeah.
the purpose of the Jihadism is therapeutic, not punitive. I'm going to have to look into that. I mean, I don't know any. This is all new information to me. I'm going to have
So
to.
that
to look
means
into that.
Jesus went
That's
to a
interesting.
therapeutic place with boiling hot water. That means he was in paradise. He was in a spa. He was purificating himself.
Man, I just got back from what you would call a spa. I just spent a week in Florida. I'm not going to say where in Florida, but it was fucking awesome. I feel all loosey goosey. I feel good. Help
If
me
you
understand the difference between Republican and Democrat. Oh my gosh, this right here, that question was meant for you, Graham. What is the
no, he's
difference?
lost in the sauce. If he doesn't know the difference between someone that supports cutting off children's genitals, then you're lost in the sauce.
I like that. Lost in the sauce. You need to slap that shit on a t-shirt and sell it.
F Israel? Why? What did Israel do to you?
J May says Dusty got a happy ending. Hell yeah, go Asians. Okay, you know what? Dusty ain't that nasty. Dusty isn't that desperate. But I did have a good time in Florida. Shame on you, J May.
Originate?
Giving you the shamey shame finger.
Okay, y'all are being creepy.
Yeah, they are being
Ronald.
creepy. Shout out to Happy Endings. Well,
Y'all are being creepy. Stop fucking reading their creepy shit.
depending on the situation, I'm all about an unhappy ending too.
Oh, what's up, Tom? What's up?
What up, Tom? Why build a school on any army base? Same as why shoot. Why build a school on an army base? Same as why you use a hospital to hide. Oh, I think somebody's talking about the Muslims, or in particularly the oh gosh.
All the Muslims do that. They're the radical Islamists.
Yeah, but who's in Palestine? The not the Houthis, it's the
Hamas.
Hezbollah.
Hamas.
Hamas. That's it. Hamas. Sorry, brother of the road, but you are exactly right. We need to get you a rainbow kippa. Hey, Tom, I thought you were on my side. It says it in your name that you're on my side.
Muslims.
What happened to him? What do you mean? What happened to America first? Let me tell you what. There's nothing more America first than going after those that struck on us.
Trump destroyed Gaza, and that is who you support. Last time I checked, Gaza was destroyed under Biden. I don't know what kind of fucking history lesson you need, but the last time I checked, Gaza got destroyed under Biden, and yeah, it can become Trump Gaza Largo. Gaza Largo.
I like the sound of that. Hey, if it ever becomes Gaza Largo, we're gonna go.
Someone said Moose Slims. Are those new Canadian cigarettes? You could say that.
Ooh, that does sound pretty cool. Moose Slims. That does have a nice ring to it.
Last time I checked, the only PDF files in those actual files is Democrats. What up, Jeff?
Gotta grab me some ice. I'll be right back.
Your flag isn't being disrespected. This is the President of the United States, sir. You will love it. I still can't believe y'all are that delusional. 58% of you guys say that Russia is losing the war.
Not
Yeah,
that I
you can
honestly
post
care.
this. Now we're wearing matching shades.
Yeah.
Jimmy and his boyfriend don't have matching shades.
I heard they have matching something else's. What would they be?
They got roasted. They got destroyed on the Israel debate. It was really funny. They didn't know the Muslims came to Israel. They didn't know what year. And they didn't know.
There's a lot they didn't know. You know, they're making a big deal out of Thomas Massey, but I didn't watch the article, but it was enough to read the title on this one. 36 Republican incumbents lost their elections because they wasn't endorsed by Trump. And that ought to send a message to everybody. That fellow you was debating with the other night was saying, I think that it's odd that Massey lost. You know what? I don't think that it was odd that Massey lost. I think that the MAGA group spoke, and you know what? They need to listen.
He is American. He can't wear a kippah if he's not American. What the fuck
You
is
know
wrong with
what?
all
As
anti-Semites?
long as the Jews does not have an issue with me wearing the kippah, I'm going to keep wearing it for all these shows. And you know what? I might even wear it out in public.
Well, then you're gonna get tracked by the Aryan Brotherhood. If you're okay with that, then
The Aryan Brotherhood is a bunch of pussies. And you know what? I say bring it on, Aryan Brotherhood. I mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. You think I just woke up today dealing with Aryan Brotherhood? I've dealt with them for a while. I don't
oh
give
my
a
God.
fuck about them. The only way I'd give a fuck about the Aryan Brotherhood, and I'm gonna be honest, the only way I'd give a fuck about them is if I was to get incarcerated and have to go to prison. That would be
Oh
it.
my God.
But out here in the real world, they are powerless. Fuck the Aryan Brotherhood.
Jesus. Jesus.
Oh, I'm being serious, Graham.
You know, a lot of our viewers are from the Aryan Brotherhood. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And I would say
Nobody.
fuck every single one of them.
Oh my God, no.
Fuck them in their tiny
No.
booty holes.
Time on my side is one. I'm just kidding. Time, I know you're
Time on
watching
my side wasn't one.
it.
One way that you can identify somebody in the Aryan Brotherhood or any supremacist organization is that they are going to tell you how much better they are based on race than you. They weren't that big in my prison. I don't know what prison you was in, Ack. Maybe it's different in I'm not going to say what's well, I don't think you care. Florida. But I know everywhere else they are a big deal, and I am willing to explain why they are a big deal in prison. But they're like MS-13 or many other gangs. You know, they are strong in prison because they seem to have a magnetic pull to prison. Stay out of prison. You don't do anybody any good in prison. I was in Bullman, Texas. I don't know where Bullman is.
That's because Florida population. We have a lot of fake Bloods and Crips. They're all beating up on Ack in prison. So you became a cocktail man. That's how I know that.
Let me tell you what, that's some good shit. And I won't be able. And after today, I won't be able to drink another one till Friday evening. So I'm getting them in early.
Oh, God. Not a chance. People like me, lol.
That sweet fridge is always in the background. It belongs in one of
What
the
the
other
hell?
rooms.
What the hell is ABs?
Aryan Brotherhood.
Oh,
Yeah, they're also known as the 1-2.
the 1-2.
Yeah, if you think about it, a lot of things like for instance, Hell's Angel. H is the eighth letter in the alphabet. Then Angel is the first letter in the alphabet. So their numerical number is 81. So anyway, anytime you hear somebody say 81, they're talking about Hell's Angel. Anytime you hear somebody talk about the 1-2, they're talking about Aryan, which is A, Brotherhood 2, which
No,
yeah.
it's not fucking nice, bozo. A1, B2.
Yeah, a few people out there know it. You know, I hope y'all don't look up to the Aryan Brotherhood because they're a bunch of losers, just like the KKK or any other kind of supremacy group.
Around the Aryan Brotherhood and the GDs, the Gangster Disciples. 7.
I don't know who the gangster disciples are.
That's a black gang.
Well, that's the funny thing. Okay, if you ever watch American History X, that is so true. You'll get gangs working with gangs on deals that completely contradict their core beliefs.
Well, someone said F any gangs or hate groups. Would that include Democrats? Would that
Ooh,
would that include
well, that's
Democrats
a
as a
good
gang
point.
or a hate group?
That is a good point. I could consider Democrats a gang and a hate group because they hate a lot. They only accept freedom of speech as long as it's the accepted freedom of speech. Let's see. Someone here I see Azov. Okay. It says, my friends are in Ukraine, ex British soldiers fighting in Ukraine with the Azov battalion with American ex soldiers and Ukrainians. They are pushing the Russians back. How far are they pushing them back? Because personally, it sounds like they
Aren't
hitting
those the
somebody from the
soldiers that are?
rear end and you backing up on that shit, is what it sounds like.
Let's start a new poll. Who's winning the war?
Can you do a poll with me in here?
Yeah, I did one before. They
Oh,
said
okay.
Russia was winning. Let's do another one.
I mean, because that would be an interesting poll. I mean, honestly, I could care less. I think people need to back out and let them two duke it out.
Oh, now they're
And
saying Ukraine is winning. Y'all are so delusional. How do you win
yeah,
a war when you lose 30% of your land? How is that winning a war?
you know what? I'll explain that. In my mind, the only way that you're winning a war by losing actual ground is if you do something strategic, like let's say put in bombs, ordnance into that ground and let them come into that area, and then you detonate it. That's the only way losing ground strategically even makes sense. What did Ass Ninja say? We ain't seen Ass Ninja in a while.
Double tap
My
that like
favorite
button.
broke Chomo supporters. Yeah, well, you know what? You just sent that $2 to the wrong ones because we ain't Chomos and we ain't Chomo supporters.
Double tap that like button. Double tap that like button. Let's get
Sounds
to
like he has
us.
it sounds like he has a problem with identifying Chomos, which is a problem because he'll probably find himself supporting Chomos.
Well, he has. Double tap that like button. Let's get the likes
Yeah,
way
because you
up.
know what? In theory, I support what Ass Ninja does. Okay, he exposing the fraudulent. but he doesn't do it. He doesn't expose the fraudulent. He exposes or tries to expose people he doesn't like. His like or dislike should have nothing to do with it. If you get back to what it is you're actually supposed to be doing, you'd actually be doing a service there, ass ninja.
63 Ukrainian, 40% Russian now. Oh, 36.
No, I am not ethnically Jewish. I just support my Jewish brothers. Mm-hmm.
Enough reading the comments. They don't deserve all that attention. Let's just keep moving on. We have other stuff that we want to talk about.
Well, I
We
would
have
like
other
to
stuff we
address.
want to talk about. No.
Okay. You know who this is meant for. Trolled.
Let's see. Trump calls on Muslim nations to sign the Abraham Accords with Israel as part of the Iran war deal.
I've not been following that. The stories have been coming out fast, and I ain't been following them today or yesterday. But the Abraham Accords, is that not the accords that Trump got all Middle Eastern countries to sign back between 2016 and 2020?
Yeah, why did they need to get him to sign it again?
Well, you had 4 years of an asshole in charge.
Also, every 4 years they have to be re-signed.
Is that what it is? They have to be re-signed every 4 years?
I have no idea.
Because I would say that Biden was.
I don't think they were in the Abraham Accords before. Maybe they weren't even in the. Maybe some of these Muslim nations weren't even in the Abraham Accords before.
Well, I'm not positive on this, but I can't help but feel like Biden backed out of the Abraham Accords, just like Trump backed out of the Paris Accords.
Happy Memorial Day. I don't remember if Biden did or not. Huh?
I just said Happy Memorial Day is with you.
What does his kippah say? It says Dustly on it. But if y'all have any questions, comments, whatever you want to say, drop some super chats, guys. Drop some memberships.
Who was it? Who was it that was president that said, I sold state secrets?
Oh, look who it is. It's our friend. Well, we're going to be having a debate today, and we're going to ask those hard questions. Speaking of those hard questions, I should prepare for some of those hard questions. I ain't gonna give away what the hard questions are, but it's a transgender debate. And I'm gonna be as nice as possible, but in this debate, I do have some questions. I do have some important questions because from my research, from talking to a medical doctor, they told me some very interesting things.
Oh,
we talked to a couple medical experts. Also, we have one person that wants to call in for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes. They have a couple questions they wanted to ask you. A woman wants to debate a real woman wants to debate a transgender woman.
That would be good. I would love to hear a real woman's perspective in a argument against a transgender, because me personally, I don't think transgender anything respects the opposite sex, especially women.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna set this up, and this is gonna be awesome. So this evening at 5, we got about 2 more hours, and we will get that going. That debate, the transgender debate. But double tap that like button. Let's get to 100 or 80 likes. We're getting a lot of questions and a lot of comments. If there's something you want us to react to, you can drop a super chat. Tom said Zionism isn't bad. Huh?
Jimmy Snow, let's get something straight. Jimmy Snow can't be anybody's daddy because he boinks the wrong sex. You can't become a daddy like this. It doesn't work. It has to be more like this. I'm just saying. Okay, that's just science.
Well, don't forget about the sodomites.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to add to that, okay? This doesn't even work if this is a dude, okay? I just want to throw that out there.
Zionism isn't bad. You all say it's like a great evil. It simply states Jews have the right to their land, and that's it. Yeah, I'm excited for this debate this evening. This is going to be a real good one.
Ooh,
May
somebody left
29th.
you a comment. Someone left you a comment. They said, I'm pretty sure Euro is related to Nick Shirley. Let me tell you what, we ain't had the opportunity yet that Nick Shirley has, but I can promise you that that man right there has every bit of the balls that Nick Shirley has.
I would go to Cuba.
I think you would. Especially if you had me there getting your back.
Let's go to Cuba right now, then.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I have
to go work tomorrow morning. You know what?
The next weekend.
Tempting. That is tempting.
Join that Discord to debate with us.
When did the left drop the mask and go full Jew-hating Nazi? Ooh, that's a good point. I don't think the left has ever liked the Jews.
You know that the individual I debated yesterday, even though he was a liberal, he was a Democrat. He still liked the Jews, even though he wanted it to be a two-state solution, which I think is never going to happen, and I think that's a horrible idea. He's still
Go ahead. Axe says you need to be sponsored in order to go to Cuba. I don't know what that means, but I am going to check into that. That's interesting.
Can we get to 100 likes, guys? And make sure you click that subscribe button. Subscribe.
You can't get the link. Someone says they can't get the Discord link to work.
Can Time or someone in the comments drop the Discord link and I'll pin it? When am I going to debate Jovan and Jimmy again? They don't want to. I'll debate Jovan again. Jimmy's too scared. But I debated Jovan like a week ago.
Jimmy's a snowflake. Jimmy's a
Jovan
snowflake, and Jovan hasn't had his shots.
Jovan said something about needing his mental health medication.
Yeah, I saw that. What was up with that? Hey, Time dropped that Discord.
He has to put a word next to it. Yeah, I can't pin it because then it's just going to open it. He needs to put a word next to it if he wants me to pin it.
Put Discord and then dash the HTTPS Discord link.
Actually, I can just pin it like this on the. Yeah, I can just pin it like that. Join that Discord if you guys want to debate. It's just coming back to the same results every time. So if you guys want to debate, just join that Discord.
Oh, y'all shouldn't have. I mean, I don't know what else he dropped as far as if it was offensive or not, but the guy that mentioned that I was his handler, his Israeli handler, y'all shouldn't have.
I'm just gonna put him in timeout for 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Because you know what? I'll be the first to tell you, no, I'm not his handler. There's no
Jovan didn't know when the Arabs came into Israel. Jovan didn't know anything about the history of Israel or Palestine. The only thing he thinks he knows is it's a genocide, which isn't even true. But he thinks AIPAC sends money directly to
Bill Leslie
thinks Israel sends directly to Israel.
No, this ain't an Abrahamic beard. I mean, that doesn't bother me if you think it's an Abrahamic beard, but I mean, it's right here. This is just this is my COVID beard. I've been growing this since COVID. I just figured it was time to grow a beard in my life. You know? And y'all getting it wrong. This ain't a beard. It's a lion's mane. Wow.
You should just click the link and open it, but the link's also in our bio.
Just to let y'all know, okay, y'all say that there's nothing manlier. One person said there's nothing manlier than growing a beard. Okay, I'm going to say this also. At his age, I couldn't have grown this beard. So that gives him hope because I'm sure that when he gets my age, he'll grow this beard.
It's been proven multiple times that Jovan thought AIPAC received money directly from Israel, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. How many times do I gotta go over this just to embarrass your Lord and Savior, Jovan? Like, I don't know how much clearer I gotta make it for you. Axe says he can't grow a beard.
Act, I don't know what to tell you, but maybe try and spackle some peanut butter on your face with some grass seed. I don't know. Democrats and liberalism seems to feminize people. Okay, I'm not saying you're feminine. I'm just saying that I believe that
Yes, he is.
when he becomes my age, he's going to be able to grow a full beard. At 28 years of age, I could not grow a full beard. So I don't know what happened to you, Act, but I think you would have turned out better had you not gone full blown Democrat. I mean, retard. I mean, Democrat. Act says you better not call me feminine. Look here, Act. Maybe the next time I take a week off and go to Florida, maybe I show up on the East Coast the next time, and I pick you up and I ride you around on the back of my bike. That'll feminize you, all right.
That will sure feminize you. Guys, don't forget tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are debating the transgender debates Real Woman and MAGA Bro on transgender issues. So we're gonna have a transgender guest that's gonna debate a woman.
You're bewitched. Hell, hey, you know what? You have 3 bikes. Good for you. I have 2. Do you ride them? That's the question. I've got one's got 500,000 miles on it, and the other one that I just traded that had 100,000 miles on it, and I traded it for one that I have now put 2,000 miles on, which is now has a total of 10,000 miles. FEMA nights? No, I said FEMA nights.
Double tap that like button.
One of his bikes is him who rides him. You know. Axe says he'll rent a bike. Look here, I'm not gonna ride. I'm not riding with a Democrat on a moped. You just gonna have to hop on the back of my bike. It's less gay. It's less gay if you hop on my bike than you ride on a moped.
It's horrible.
It's like
we're MAGA. Asking if we're MAGA or Democrat. What do you think? We're MAGA.
Yeah, what do y'all think? It's like y'all are asking if maybe I might be Democrat. No, I'm not Democrat. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I couldn't be Democrat. If Democrats had something I could vote for, but it's like I don't agree with everything Trump does, but or what he stands for. But you know what? 4 out of 5 things I absolutely do. Democrats, it's 0 out of 5.
You're not progressive. There's nothing progressive about being progressive. There's nothing liberal about being liberal.
Here's what I hear. When someone says I'm progressive, this is what I hear, okay? Instead of someone saying I'm progressive, I hear I'm good with sucking the D. Just saying, Act. Don't say you're progressive.
Everybody, like, subscribe, share, drop some super chats if you have any questions or comments for us. It's not Israel first, it's America first, but Israel does not control the world. When you stub your toe, it's not Israel's fault. When you go broke, it's not Israel's fault.
The thing is with Israel is that they align with our beliefs more than anyone else in the world. So why wouldn't they be our number one ally? It definitely ain't Europe.
What's the biggest military achievement of pathetic U.S. Army? Saving the world in World War I and World War II? Are you retarded or something?
Why wouldn't I be wearing a kippah? I love my Jewish brothers.
It's not the United States of Israel, it's the United States of America. But let's get to 100 likes, y'all. Or if you got any questions, comments, anything y'all want to talk about, you can drop some super chats. We're here to answer it all.
Ooh, someone asked a really good off the topic question. What is your favorite game? Now, he's not a gamer. This is where we're going to shock y'all. He's
Black
not a
Ops
gamer.
2. Black Ops 2.
I'm a gamer. Well, okay, maybe he's a little
Black
gamer.
Ops 2.
For me, my game, EVE Online. I like EVE Online. Besides that, I rock an old school Nintendo.
Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, y'all. Name one successful Republican state, Florida. That's super easy. Tennessee is the second one. Name one successful Democrat state. That's going to be an impossible one for you.
Oh, that is an impossible one. I mean, at the end of the day, you really don't have Democrat states. You have Democrat cities. You have states that the state, the urban area or the rural areas overwhelm the rural areas, like Tennessee. Tennessee. Tennessee is Republican, strong Republican or conservative. But then you've got Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville, all strong Democrat. But the urban areas outvote them.
Florida is too wealthy. I hope you keep thinking it's a dump because you'll never, have the money to actually make it down here. So keep thinking it's a dump. Please stay in whatever liberal shithole you live in. Please.
If they
Please
think
do not come
Florida,
down here.
if they think Florida is a dump, they've been going to the wrong parts of Florida. I went to the right parts of Florida. Let me tell you what, they are everything but a dump. They are nice. I would eat off the ground in the areas in Florida that I just went to. I would eat off the ground.
Beard guy is based. Love from Israel. You got a shekel super chat. Did you read it?
Israel.
Now they're gonna say that Israel.
I don't care. Let me tell you what, I have not gotten any money from Israel thus far, but I would not turn down any money from Israel. But you know what? That has no impact on whether I support or don't support Israel.
Same here. Love from Romania. Shout out Romania. I want to make it out to Romania one day, but I got a lot of other places I still want to make it out to.
I would like to go to Romania just from the simple fact of that's the home of Vlad the Impaler. Am I not right? Is that Vlad the Impaler?
Yeah, that's it. No, man, you would love it if you got like a motorcycle or some kind of a convertible and drove it through the mountains over there where what is it called?
I learned something the other day.
What is it called?
All those pikes that he decorated with skulls was decorated with the radical Islamists. Did you know that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know that till just a few weeks ago. And at that point, Dracula all of a sudden is not such a blood-sucking bad guy. I think he's a blood-sucking good guy, kind of like Blade.
Oh my god. What about Poland? Yeah, sure. I'd love to go to Poland.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Poland. I don't think they're the tough guys they think they are, but I mean, I'd love to go to Poland.
What's up, Shark Tooth?
Waffle Jackson says, at Yuri Hanma 34, every red state makes more than CSLI and New York because they're billions in debt. I was just reading something. I don't know what that exactly means.
Surfer Noel says we Jews don't worship Satan. Stop the hate chat. Oh, y'all a bunch of anti-Semitic bullshit. Have some shekels, my guy. What's up, all my Israelis in chat? Shalom, Shabbat.
And just so y'all know, the support we get from Israel is only from people like Seraph. That's it. But you know what? Hey, brother, we appreciate you. You don't have to send us some shekels, but you do, and we appreciate that. Thank you. We would still support you regardless.
Notice how your only supporters are Israeli? That's bullcrap. We have plenty of American, we have plenty of European. We got all kinds of supporters.
Gosh. This guy says, okay, this guy, Yurijo Hanma, says California makes more in taxes. Thank a lot of red states combined. Okay, I don't think they worded everything the way they wanted to. So I think they think that California makes more in taxes than other red states combined. You know what? They may or may not. Okay, I'm not going to argue whether they may or may not, but they definitely spend more than they make in them taxes per year for sure, because they are not the surplus state they once was. They are a debtor state at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Am I wrong?
Happy Memorial Day 55, Shifty 55. Trump 2028, Trump 2032, and Trump 2036. Hey, Sharktooth, if you want to show some love, you can give me a shout out, man. I see you got those 220,000 subscribers. Or just let your subscribers know about me. What happened? His screen turned green.
I was trying to pick out a background, and it was giving me a hard time. Here we go.
What happened? Oh, that looks like you're out there, and it looks like you went to. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think my Kippa's no. Okay, I'm going back to nothing because it's acting weird today. California is a debtor state by billions. We receive more in federal tax than we give. Hey, this has come from somebody in California.
That's coming from a California man. You're welcome in Israel.
Welcome.
America, you built the greatest country in the world. Let the haters hate. God bless you, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Let the haters hate. Let me tell you what. I will take Israel as our ally over anyone else in the world. Europe, and don't get me wrong, there's some things I would support Europe in, mainly ejecting the radical Islamists. Okay? They are not what they once was. But to be honest with you, correct me if I'm wrong, Graham, okay? Because you can correct me. But isn't it Europe that's pulled us into every world war?
Yeah, it is. And they're going to say, well, what about Pearl Harbor? Well, what about Pearl Harbor? Well, who is already beefing with Japan and causing issues?
Europe.
That's what I'm saying. There's barely any radical Israelis. Radical Islam accounts for 87% of global terrorism. Christian terrorism accounts for 2% of global terrorism. Jewish terrorism accounts for 0.8% of global terrorism. So, if
somebody knows me, Shifty 5, Tyrant, are you Jewish? I have to ask, why? Is this cultural misappropriation? Please tell me, Shifty 5, because I saw you chimping out. I saw you chimping out in another video, in another live. So, but yeah, is this cultural misappropriation? If I'm not Jewish? It glitched out. What was the question? The question is, if I'm not ethnically Jewish, is this cultural misappropriation? Because
or religiously Jewish.
Yeah. Or is this maybe me showing respect to my Jewish brothers? Because let me tell you what, I will take Israel over all of Europe for our ally. Everybody thinks that if America was to side with China or Russia, they could take everything. I firmly believe that America and Israel could do anything. That's just me, though.
Oh, here we go. The USA and Israel have killed more people than Hitler. Are you kidding me right now? He dropped another super chat. Much appreciated, brother. There
This
you go.
comes from it. I'm screenshotting this.
Make sure you can see yourself. That way you can see your hat. Hold on.
Says it is not cultural appropriation. You look good with it. Respect, brother. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much, brother.
That is actually
Take that,
custom made
Shitty5.
kippa. That's a custom made kippa. It has his Discord name on it. It's a custom made kippa, just so you all know. It's not just some random kippa that wasn't custom made. This is a custom made kippa.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one
And
he
the
bought.
person who got this kippa for me is in the chats right now. And I want to say thank you. I appreciate this gift. This is actually, everybody thinks that or a lot of people thinks that the most appreciated gift are the most expensive ones, but I disagree. I think the most appreciated gifts are the most thoughtful gifts, and this was thought. Thank you, sir.
It was not you, little blue gecko. Do not be taking credit for that. It was not you, so don't be taking credit for it.
It was not little blue gecko. It was not you. Yeah, I am not going to let somebody who didn't get this for me take the credit for this. Yeah, not funny on that one. Free Palestine all the way. I don't know about that. Free Palestine's already free.
Everyone was wondering. Everyone was wondering what a kippa means. The kippa means it's.
I don't think someone could buy me a better kippa because the first one, I'm going to have the most gratitude toward the first one over an afterthought that spent $1,000. You could make this gold laced and put diamonds and pearls in it. And I'm going to wear this one first because somebody actually had the forethought of, you know what, Dustley going to like this. That holds more to my heart than any amount of money. So you can't fight this with money.
A symbol of reverence. Wearing a kippa is an act of humility and a physical remembrance of God's presence above the wearer. That's what it symbolizes. It's an act of humility and it's a physical reminder of God's presence. That's what a kippa spiritually represents. For everyone out there wondering. You heard me, Dustley?
Okay. Yeah, I did hear you. That's interesting. You know, I always when I first got this kippa, I wore it out of respect to the Jewish people and out of honor of our alliance. You know, I want to show respect to my Jewish brothers. Jesus is in heaven. Time says Jesus is in heaven. I see there are stupid people who think Jews follow Talmud, which doesn't speak of Jesus Christ, but of another Jesus, which was a popular name. Ooh, that hits home 110% time on my side. The price of spamming is going up. Splamflation. I like that. Splamflation.
The only reason Jesus didn't wear a kippa is because it didn't
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Frozen, can y'all hear us now?
You've not skipped a beat with me, Graham. Maybe it's because we're both on Starlink and everybody else out there needs to hop on Starlink.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty good on my end. But can we get to 100 likes, guys? We're almost there.
Yeah, we're only 3 likes away. Folks, if you're just tuning in, pop us over that 100 like mark. Donald Trump. No, Donald Trump is not Jesus Christ. Donald Trump is our president. Jesus Christ is our savior. Y'all need to get it straight.
Democrats are just very satanic.
Trump has not sold out to Israel. It's not an Abrahamic beard. Okay? Let's get this straight. This is a biker's beard. That's what this is.
He said Hashem, which I think in Hebrew is like bless you, if I'm not mistaken. In Hebrew. Hashem. Let me see what it means. Yeah, I think it means bless you. It's also let's see. It translates both to Hebrew and English. I don't know what it means. Maybe if someone wanted Hashem equals God. Okay, Hashem. Okay, yeah. It says blessed is your name. Thank God. It's a way to say thank God. Hashem, thank God. Okay. Yeah. What happened?
I just said GG says hi, Berniel. That's all. I'm making me another call. I said, let me know when Dudley is coming next time.
Well, you were getting your surgery anyway. You were recovering, so we figured we weren't going to bother you too much. But Dudley will come next time and we'll meet with you.
Yeah, I'll come back. I'll be back for sure. I got me a new sweet ride, and I'm going to buy a new seat for that sweet ride called a road sofa. The 1,000-mile trip won't be half as bad as it was. It does need a different seat. I will say that. I'm going to grab me some ice.
You guys say TDS because you have no arguments. No, we say TDS when you're just showing blatant derangement of Trump's personal life and personal being, other than political policies. That's when we say Trump derangement syndrome. When you're going on about absolutely nothing. Trump derangement syndrome does not go both ways. If you have Trump derangement syndrome, that's on you. How is that on me? It is a real condition. It's recognized. It's recognized as a real mental health issue.
It actually is. He ain't making that shit up.
May we all pray today for those who gave us freedoms. May their sacrifices always be remembered. Amen. Amen, Tom. Amen.
Give that a like.
TDS is a chronic condition. It's a DSM. It's in the DSM. Farah is something that we use when countries like Saudi Arabia give their money directly to the country. Let's talk about something Trump was wrong about Puerto Rico. PR is more conservative than he thinks. In fact, the actual governor is a Trump supporter. Maybe.
Be right back. I have to run the restroom.
What's wrong with supporting Israel and the Jewish community? Can y'all tell me what's wrong with supporting Israel? What is wrong with wearing one of these? What is wrong with wearing one of these? Can we get W Israel in chat? I love Israel. If anything, America owns Israel. Israel does not own America. Sorry to the Jews in chat. None of our money goes to freaking AIPAC. None of Israel's money goes to AIPAC either. So I don't even know what you're yapping about, what you're going on about. If you stand with Israel, W in chat. If you're anti-Semitic, just let me know that you're broken retarded. Just let me know about that. LLW. W.
What are we
The
winning on?
Huh?
What are we winning on? What's the W's for?
For Israel. Israel does represent Jews. I believe everyone can have their own country. If America has enough nukes and weapons to protect their country, they can be America. If Mexico has enough weapons and nukes to protect Mexico, they can be Mexican. If Israel has enough weapons and nukes to protect Israel, then they can be Israel. My belief is simple as that. If you have enough weapons to protect your country, if you have enough weapons and allies and resources to protect your country, to allow it to continue to be a country, you have a right to exist. I'm not even talking from a biblical perspective. And I'm not even talking about I'm pro Benjamin Netanyahu government or anything like that. I'm just talking about if they should be a country. Yeah, they can be a country.
Yeah, and it's America's business who America defends. So if America decides to put Israel underneath their nuclear umbrella, it's their business. If they decide or not decide to put Europe under their nuclear umbrella, it's their business. Or our business. I'm American. Might is right. You think about it. Well, you know what? Sometimes right. You know what? That's wrong. Sometimes right aligns with might, but not always. But I'd say in this case, might aligns with right. No, I don't support Ukraine. I don't support Russia either. And just realistically looking from a third party looking in between the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine is losing. They've had some really good left punches out of left field. But let's face it, Russia is far more prepared for war than Ukraine. And had Ukraine not be protected underneath America's nuclear umbrella, Ukraine, as we know it, would be gone right now.
What's up, Ilya? Israel provides us with a critical research and development for our military. That industry provides jobs for every voting district across America. If you want a broke nation and keep up your anti-Semitism. Yes, sir, you're 100% correct on that. That's actually a great point. That is actually a very intellectual, valid point that you just brought up. But let's hit that like button, subscribe. If y'all got any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, you can drop some super chats. We're here to talk about it. I love the IDF too. I see your profile picture is Benjamin Netanyahu and your name's Floyd.
I'm going to see if I can find something. Bear with the green screen. Okay.
If you're new here, please like, subscribe. I would love to live in Israel if they didn't have ongoing wars every 2 seconds. If you're new, Donnie, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, bear with the screen for a minute. I'm gonna look for some. I want to show somebody my bed sheets.
Move to Israel. Yeah, when the war is over, maybe I'll go there. All IDF members do not wear Greater Israel patches. That is not standard uniform.
My bed sheets came in
And
from
Greater
Israel.
Israel is
I'm
just, it's
sorry,
a
from
biblical
Amazon.
map of Israel.
What do you think about my bed sheets?
Oh, I love them. I love them. Brent oil is down 7.5%. Oil is now $96 a barrel.
It's the glasses, man. Check this out.
I don't care. Palestinians have been known to unalive plenty of Israelis, and Palestinian children are known to carry AKs, AK-47s. So I really
Yeah,
don't care.
but if you'll notice, my new bed sheets came in. And a lot of assholes are going to say, oh, American sellout, sleeping underneath the Israel flag. No, look, BB tucks me in at night, but we both sleep underneath the American flag.
Yep. Oh no! Special debate we're having tonight at 5 p.m. Transgender woman debates real woman on transgender issues.
Yeah,
This is
this
gonna be
person is going to debate a real
the
person.
best debate on YouTube in a while.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. You just don't know how much I'm looking forward to that. Because, I mean, I can sit here and say what I think all I want, okay? But a real woman's opinion against a transgender holds so much more weight than mine.
Yep.
And yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be such a good debate.
That really is. I'm excited for it too.
Yeah, so if y'all think that this particular show's been good, y'all need to tune into the next show. It's going to be way better than this show.
Yep, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And I might have to call into that one. Maybe. It just depends on how ruthless the biological woman is. If the biological woman is like as ruthless as a great white shark, I won't have to call in. But if they're like a piranha, I'll have to call in. I don't want to see. And actually, I probably won't have to call in. I know how ruthless the person's going to be. This is going to be epic.
This is going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm going to actually refrain from calling in because all I'll do is hold this person back.
Where did the trans movement start? Just from a bunch of deranged individuals. They're trying to say the Jews created it, but that's not true.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 second. I can tell you that I know a lot of gay people who have a lot of hate and disregard for the LGBTQ community because let me tell you what, let's say the Gen X. The Gen X gays have been fighting the gay fight for years, okay? Let's look at Elton John. Let's look at oh gosh, I can't think of his name. Ron Halford. Ron Halford. Another one would be Freddie Mercury. They've been fighting the gay fight before y'all were even born. And let's look at it like a football game again. Okay, I've used this analogy a few times. Okay, they got the gay fight. Okay, they're on the 50-yard line. Then they get on the 60, the 70, the 80, the 90, and then all of a sudden the LGBTQ comes along, and they automatically kick them back to the 50, the 40, the 30. The LGBTQ has not benefited the gay and lesbian people at all. And most of them don't.
People that have been talking shit. Let me get to these in a second. Let's get back to that in a second, Dusty. This guy
Yeah.
says Gen Z and Gen X lately have been dodging us boomers. To be honest with you, Gen Z, they blame the whole world on everything why it fucked up on boomers. It definitely was easier for boomers than it was for Generation Z. But at the same time, the Generation Z, they need to stop being such pussies and blaming all their life problems on boomers and Jews.
Actually,
But
I
y'all
see
did have it. Y'all did make a lot of mistakes that affected Generation Z, and y'all did basically hoard all the wealth and get houses for like pennies what they're worth now. But I ain't gonna blame everything on y'all. That's not really y'all
Well,
made a lot of fuck ups.
you can't blame them getting houses pennies on the dollar, because I'm here to tell you, Graham, as long as everything keeps progressing the way it was, you're equivalent to Gen Z. Okay, whatever is Gen Z to you, when you get my age, they're going to look at you the same way. They're going to say, "Oh, you got this shit pennies on the dollar." You know what? That is people that is too young to have made it as far as they think they've made it. Saying that they've gotten there. They ain't. They ain't put in the work to
I
get
mean,
where they
even when
think.
you account for inflation, that is true. I agree with you on that. But even when you account for inflation, houses are like 20 times more expensive than they were. But if you look at the index of most expensive, if you're looking at wages versus a cost of housing, America is actually in the top 5 cheapest, most affordable. For wages for housing, our wages are way higher than our housing. We're not even in the top 10 worst waging for housing. But Time says fastest way to make the USA great is deport Democrats. Even illegals are better.
CM Bears Punk says trans people did not suddenly become a thing at a specific point in modern history. They have existed across global cultures for thousands of years with written records dating back to
No, they haven't.
antiquity.
That's a lie. That's a
You
lie.
know
Name
what?
one culture that had trans. If you're talking about mentally ill people that rip their wieners off, those are not trans. Those are just called mental nut cases.
Yeah.
Those are just mental nut cases ripping off their wieners. Those are not trans. It's like saying
Inflation.
mentally ill people have existed for thousands of years. They've been screaming their lungs out and acting ballistic. Yeah, of
West
course that's true. Of
West
course that's
Hom
true.
17 West Hom 1721 says inflation got out of control during the Biden years. Absolutely, sir. I think he saw a high of inflation, a bumping. It was bumping 10% inflation. So absolutely it got out of hand. And I don't even call it inflation. I call it Biden inflation. And you can take the Big Mac as an example, because the Big Mac became more expensive, and not only become more expensive, it became smaller. It became smaller.
Oh, houses in my local area went from $250,000 to $500,000. Ever since 2020 to 2024, that's when the prices went from 250,000 to 500,000. The $500,000 houses went to a million or 1.2 million. Happy
Ooh,
Memorial
okay.
Day.
Didn't Trump run massive deficits when the economy was good? The economy was collapsing before Biden entered office. Let me tell you what, the difference in Trump investing money or spending money versus Biden is Biden spending on everyone but the US. Trump spending
I'll
on
answer
Americans.
this question. I'll answer this question, this super chat question. What do you think of the mitzvah bepeh? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's in Hebrew, but I think that's how an average circumcision was done back in the day to make sure it's the cleanest process it can. That's how the surgery was performed back in the day. Nowadays, it's hardly ever done.
And not only, I
Circumcision
would
is
like
still
to
done
add
in
to
a
that.
clean way, and it prevents a lot of diseases and whatnot and stuff like that. So circumcision does have a medical process.
And I
But
would
go
like
ahead.
to add to that. I would like to add to that. Um, the Native Americans actually has a cannibalistic history. Okay. They actually ate people at one point in time. They grew past that. Just like a lot of people grows past a lot of things that they did in their past. Now, when's the last
And the
time
ones that
you've
still
seen?
do it's a tradition. There's nothing sexual about it. It's just a tradition of how they used to do circumcision. There's very, very few. There's probably like a handful of Jews that do it still. And they're probably Hasidic Jews that live in Israel. And it's still not a sexual practice. And there's medical purposes for it, medical reasoning behind why they do it, even though they could do it without, more modern practices. Democrats did break into the Capitol. They tried to burn down the building in 2020 prior to January 6th event. People don't know recent history. Well, in 2017, they did the same thing that we did in January 6th. Not many people talk about that. January 20th, 2017, when Trump got into office, the Democrats tried to storm the Capitol. They did the exact same thing, but did they get called terrorists? Nope, because we didn't make a big deal about it. We didn't put it on the news. So that's that. We didn't try. And as far as the reparations, I'm glad the January 6ers are getting reparations.
Yeah, me too. And don't get me wrong, there is probably some January 6ers that does not deserve reparations, but the majority do. The first example that pops in my mind is the man that spent 3 years in a janitor's closet. That man deserves reparations. He didn't even get the cell that everybody else gets. He got a janitor's closet. That's wrong. That is wrong, folks.
Democrats run the KKK. I think that is fair in some aspects. The Democrats started the KKK. That's a fact.
Oh boy. Oh boy, somebody's got somewhat of maybe a really good question or a bad question. I want you to answer this, Graham, if you can. Okay, if you can't, I'll answer it. I have a question for y'all, and I like y'all because that sounds like East Tennessee. What is the difference between Islamic State and Israeli State if both were created by a religious idea?
One's funding radical terrorism around the world, and one funds radical Islamic terror groups that do 86% of the global terrorism. That would be Iran, sir.
Yep. Bingo.
We don't have a Jewish problem in America. We have a radical Islam problem.
That's right. That is right. I couldn't have answered it better myself.
Islam state that has been deemed by religion. Islam is the only state that attacks other people that are not of their state. But double tap that like button, guys. Double tap that like button. Let's get to 125 likes. Hamas did hide behind women and children. That is true.
Yeah, that is a cowardly way too. Let me tell you what, that's the last thing I would do is hide behind women and children because in my mind, I'm going to protect women and children. I don't care what faith, I don't care what religion they are. I'm going to protect women and children. Just at a glance, and I see a woman and child that's being attacked, I'm going to protect them. Might be a mistake, if they're radical Islamists. But if I just at a glance see women and children fixing to succumb to a demise, I'm going to try and protect the women and children. But that's not the way Hamas looks at it. Religion has no place in politics. Let me tell you what, Stratamesh, that is what Satanists say so that they can make the unholy decisions needed that Satan would want you to make without God being involved. Let me tell you what, I involve the Lord and Jesus Christ in all of my decisions, all of them. The only time people want separation of church and state is when they want to make unholy decisions.
Would you protect Islamic women and children?
At a glance, if I'm in a war zone, yeah, I'm going to protect them. I'm going to protect women and children first. There are places in the Bible that talks about complete eradication of a group of people. But I'm saying, as far as me seeing a woman and a child on a battlefield, yeah, I'm going to protect them. I don't know everything about them. I'm frozen. What the hell? Am I frozen, Graham?
I can't see. It's black. Turn your camera on and off. Don't leave.
Can you
There
see me
are.
now?
I can see you now, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, at a glance, I'm always going to protect a woman and child. Now, granted, if it's an evil organization or an evil society and I knew it was evil, no, I'm not going to protect them. But if I go in not knowing and I see a woman and child that's fixing to meet an untimely demise, yeah, I'm going to try and protect them. Time on my side says separation of church and state only meant the government couldn't pick your faith. There are no laws to keep it out of government or schools. You know what I'd like to add to that, Time? The Catholic Church. Where is the Catholic separation of church and state when the Pope over in Italy gives his opinion on American politics and all of the Catholics in the U.S. Votes in accordance with the Pope's opinion? That's not separation of church and state. I think the Pope needs to stay out of our politics unless he decides to come over here to America. Then he can say whatever the hell he wants.
This guy has Arabic written in his freaking name, and he's putting a bunch of skull emojis. Dumb and Dumber Democrats. Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Pro-Trump equals anti-America and anti-human. Yeah, are you kidding me? That's what communism and socialism means. Anti-American and anti-human.
I don't see that.
Someone said the Pope supported Nazi ideology during World War II. That's fucked up. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's fucked
I'll
up.
have to look into that. I didn't know that. That is something I'm not educated on, and I will look into that.
You spend 13 years in primary school, all 14 years you go over the U.S. history, and you don't know the simplest parts. All 13, I mean. There's no evidence that this is a religious war.
We've got a lot of reasons to be in. If it's Iran you're talking about,
This
we've got
war
a
is
lot of reasons.
more about Muslim terrorism than religion. If they didn't do terrorism, we wouldn't be involved in this. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Happy Memorial Day.
Y'all ain't educated on UX. What the hell is UX?
On UX. Y'all ain't educated on UX. What's UX?
Yeah, you're right. I'm not educated on that. What is that?
Yeah, you caught me. I'm not educated on it.
I mean, you know me for quite a while now, Graham. You know me. I'm not going to sit here and admit that I know something that I don't know.
Happy Memorial Day. God bless our troops and veterans, those who are currently fighting. No, they're not helping Israel. They're helping the United States of America, you fucking bozo. How fucking disrespectful and retarded are you?
Yep.
Moment of silence. No happiness of memorial. Respect. Stephen Hawking said, keep talking. Oh, here we go.
You know
Is
what
that
I would tell? You know what I would tell Stephen Hawking?
What?
Keep walking.
You know what I would ask Stephen Hawking? Why did he go to Epstein Island?
Ooh, good point. But you get what I said with keep walking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he was in a wheelchair. Keep
Yeah.
walking. I'm such a bad person.
You don't think that's funny? Because Hawkins was a Democrat. Ooh. Hawkins was a sexual deviant.
Yeah. Hey, could you imagine? Let's imagine for a minute Stephen Hawking on Epstein Island. I can see it right now. Okay. He's got a predetermined button that says, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You get it? You get it, Graham?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I get it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I think tariffs have been good on the American economy. Unless y'all got any final questions or comments, I think we might hop out here in a little bit.
I would like to add to this one comment. Do you think the tariffs have been good for the American economy? I would say this. Whether they've been good or bad, we can argue over whether they've been good or bad. The fact is that every other country out there we've done business with has enacted tariffs against us. Okay? So even if it cost us money to enact tariffs back to these motherfuckers, they deserved it and it's been due. That's what I would say.
Hey, Cody, can white people be Muslims? There you go. You got your answer right there. If y'all have any final questions, comments, anything you want to bring up before we hop out of here, because we do got the other debate in an hour and 15 minutes, but we're in no rush, but we do have to set up a couple things.
Yes, excuse me. And I would like to say something here. Someone says, don't call me a bozo. I'm literally Jewish and love Trump and I'm sub to you and I'm super chatted you. Okay. Maybe we misunderstood something you said. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Take it for what it's worth.
He's trolling.
You know.
What can he expect? He knows he's trolling.
Well, I've had a few in, a few drinks in, so I'm just going to say, I'm just going to throw it out there that it is possible we took something the wrong way. Probably not, but maybe so. So I can also say this man's opinion can't be bought. Okay. He does appreciate the super chats, but on the same token, he can't be bought. You're not going to pay him money to say something he doesn't believe in. Let's see. And to prove that fact, anybody out there right now, put in the largest super chat you can to tell him that Biden was the best president ever and see if you can buy this man's opinion to say if he can say Biden was the best president ever. I promise you, you can't.
It's Christina Kasner versus a guest I don't think that wants to be disclosed.
That's going to be a good argument. Is anything with Macho Nacho?
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here now and prepare for the next debate. But y'all like, subscribe. We do support Israel, but we're out of here. That's awesome that you're gaining
Thank
up
y'all
there.
for watching. Thank y'all for watching. Graham, thank you for having me on your show.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'll talk to you
Anytime.
when I leave. Peace.
I'll be around.